Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Got an entrepreneurial tip for you today, and it goes along the lines of asking for forgiveness rather than asking for permission. I'm going to start by talking about children because they're very, very good at this. You see them playing ball, soccer or whatever, the ball goes over the neighbor's yard, they hop the fence, they go get it and they bring it back. They don't usually go knocking on the door saying, "Excuse me, Mr. or Mrs. Smith, I kicked the ball over the fence. Can I go around and get it?" Some kids do. Most of them will just hop the fence, get it, and come back. And if the neighbor gets ticked off, they basically say, "Sorry, I won't do it again. I'll come knocking on the door." It is a very, very powerful concept in business. And it's not just small businesses that can benefit from this. I've seen large businesses do this on a consistent basis time after time. You see car companies recalling cars after they screw up on something and they put it out in production. You see large companies like Microsoft and Apple who have been slapped with antitrust lawsuits by the government. And they basically come out of it going, "Oops, we didn't know we did anything wrong." They pay some fines and they move on. They usually don't even say sorry. Early on in my business, before we moved into the hypergrowth stage, when we very first got started, I actually thought about this. I thought, do I need to license? Do I need to pay some kind of dues or regulation I gotta, get myself licensed under? And I couldn't find anything at a glance that I really felt necessary getting licensed under, so we carried on doing business for a couple of years. One day somebody came knocking on our door from the government saying, "You guys are a collection agency, you need to stop doing business if you don't license yourself." And at first I took it offensively because I came from the collection business, and what we were doing is helping people get out of debt by negotiating with the credit card companies. So picking up the phone and working out the deal between the two parties for a lower payout. Now, the Collection Agencies Act at that time said that if you arrange for a payment between a creditor and a debtor, you're licensed as a collection agency. Regulators tend to broadly word legislation to try to capture as many people as possible. They do it for two reasons. They want to try to control the industry, and it also forces companies and businesses to pay, dues and licenses, and it's a revenue model for the government too. But I fought it at first, and I said, "Look, we're the farthest thing from a collection agency. We actually help get people out of debt. Collection agencies, they basically hammer the phone and harass people to pay their bills or send letters." So after debating it, I thought, what's the big deal? It took me a couple of days. I came from the industry. I understood what it took to get licensed, and we got it done. So typically, it is considerably more better. It's more advantageous as far, as a time perspective and a resource perspective. You could spend a ton of money at lawyers trying to figure that little bit out, when you could really just carry on doing it and ask for forgiveness later, and then you pay the license and dues. I always say, break the rules, but don't break the law. Okay, it's okay to push boundaries. That's how businesses grow. That's how new industries evolve. There's so many large, big, slow-moving companies out there that aren't as agile as smaller people. If it wasn't for pushing boundaries, companies like Uber and Airbnb wouldn't be around today. If they sat around saying to themselves, "Oh, we've got to figure out how to get taxi cabs in Germany and France and Canada and Mexico and follow all the rules and regulations," well, they ended up just basically putting the model out there, and it grew, it exploded so quickly, and then regulators came on and they said, "Whoa, hold on a second, you need to be licensed as a taxi company in our country, and you have to do this in our country." So they basically, ask for forgiveness afterwards and try to conform to the regulations and the rules where they absolutely need to. Very, very powerful business tip for you guys. Make sure you apply it to your businesses. I hope this video helps. If you know somebody that you think this video might help, please share it with them and send it their way. Thanks for checking these videos out. We'll talk to you later. Peace. Done.